What's going on, guys? It's Ben with Warhammer Fantasy Battles, and I have a battle report that I played today against a buddy of mine at Huzzah Hobbies for Brawler's Bash practice. He's playing Warriors of the Dark Gods, usually plays Undying Dynasties. And I, of course, am playing Orcs and Goblins. So let's get into this. So he has starting on the left side. Well, let me just say this is how we deployed. Starting on his left side, he has 8 dogs, 6 Chaos Knights. Next to them is some Pestilence Warriors with great weapons. Then he's got Chosen with paired weapons, a Battle Wagon, or Battle Shrine in the back that gives a minus, or I think it's hard target, to everybody within 6 inches. Then he's got his General on... he's not on a disc. He's on like a war mount or something like that, like a 50 millimeter horse or something like that. A demon steed, I think. And right next to him with the purple banner is the BSB, and they're in with another, what is that? 10 Chaos Knights. Then he's got a sacrificial bunker in the back for his evocation, occultism lore. And then he's got 4 Crusher Knights and 6 more Chaos Knights. All of them have demon weapons. On my side, I've got an Asher Wrecking Team, my Forest Goblin Spider Riders, another Asher Wrecking Team, 30 Common Goblins 30 Cave Goblins, with bows, and 2 Mad Gits. 2 more units of 30 Cave Goblins with bows and Mad Gits. No musicians in any of them. The gray unit over there is my Iron Orcs with my General and my BSB. The General's got a 1-up, 4-up with the Obsidian Blade. BSB's got a 3-up, 5-up, great weapon and paired weapons and a shield. And my Great Green Idol. My 30 Feral Orcs. My Giant. Some Dogs. Another Giant, and my Gargantula. Scouts and Vanguards. As you can see, he deployed his entire army first, so he gets first turn. And here's his first turn. He takes his... and these are Lust Chaos Knights. So he goes and charges them in to my Spider Riders. I'm not worried about it. That's pretty much what I wanted anyways, because I've got both Asher Wrecking Teams just chilling right there. Then he just kind of moved everybody else up slightly. Yeah, there's that. His dogs he put right in front of my Giant. And he put the dogs there because the way that Mad Gits used to work is they used to come out when a unit got within 8 inches of them. That's not the case anymore. They come out during my shooting phase or during a charge reaction of getting charged. So that's that happened. He does his magic. He does Breath of Corruption. Gets 2 wounds off on my Asher Wrecking Team. I let it go through, and the other ones have stopped. As I figured, he killed them, and then he reformed, and that's what it looks like after his turn 1. My turn 1, my red giant charges the dogs. They fail their terror check and flee. I pass my leadership 10 stubborn check and redirect into the knights. I charge the other giant into the knights, and they both make it. Fucking superb. Now he is wounding me on 4s. I think he's hitting me on 3s. So 3s and 4s, he's going to do, he's got 2 attacks each. He's doing 6 attacks to each of them. Hitting on 3s, hitting with at least 4 of them. And then wounding with at least 2. So with my ward saves, maybe if I'm lucky, I'll save 1. I put my dogs in front of his Pestilence Warriors. My Nasher Wrecking Team comes within an inch of his Lusty Knights on the far right. My other Nasher Wrecking Team goes up in front of my Cave Goblins on the right hand side. Magic, I believe, was inconsequential because he's got a lot of 1-up armor saves, and I've only got a Strength 4 Fire Mage, basically. So his dogs were within 8 inches during my shooting phase, so I had to release Mad Gits from my 2 leftmost units of Cave Goblins. So I set them out as such, just to litter the field with very dangerous charges. So comes through, he rolls above average on the red giant, rolls average on the blue giant. I didn't get any ward saves. I rolled bellow for both, and because they go at the same initiative, I mean, he failed his, I think he was leadership 6, and he failed that, and he had no BSB reroll. So he ran away, I chased, and I caught him with 10. So there goes that unit. Giants made up points. Huzzah. This is what it looks like after my turn 1. And it's going on to his turn 2. He makes a charge here with his Pestilence Warriors. That's what I wanted, so he's there. And he rallies his dogs. His dogs are in a great place for me because now he can't charge his Chosen and leave. I'm keeping his Chosen pretty much there the whole time, so that he can't go anywhere. I'm not shooting at his dogs. I'm not hitting him with anything. I'm just leaving him in the middle of the battlefield because I don't want to go anywhere until I've pretty much, unless he charges me, I'm not going anywhere. And he has no shooting, so that's really good for me. He moves his general out here in a last-ditch effort because he initially was going to charge his knights that has his BSB and his general in it. He was going to charge his knights to the Cave Goblins on he's going to charge his knights to my Cave Goblins on the far right. They didn't release their Mad Gits yet, so if he does, I release those, put them in front of his knights, and he's taking 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8d6 plus another 3 from the Nasher Wrecking Team if he charges his knights into that. If he charges his knights into the other one, he's taking 6d6, strength 5, AP 1, because he has to pass through 3 Mad Gits. So he didn't want any of that shit. By the way, I forgot to mention, he did miscast when he did Breath of Corruption, and he lost that spell. So now he's only got, I believe, 2 spells of Occultism. So, I don't know why I took this picture. Maybe I was just taken for no reason. He does some sort of spell and blows up my Nasher Wrecking Team, the blue one, in case you're colorblind. And then he goes all out, throws 4, I think he throws 4 dice, because he did 4 dice to cast this one to kill that Nasher Wrecking Team. And then his last-ditch effort to kill all of those guys in the center was to do a 12-inch aura, like 2d6 strength whatever hits or something to try and kill everybody. He failed, or he casted it, but I dispelled it with my dice. I have a +3 casting value, and I rolled like 2 6s and a 5 and a 4, and I rolled really high. Definitely outdid him with my. I had 5 dice, he had 4, so I definitely rolled above average though. So over here, Pestilence Warriors kill off my dogs. I don't do any wounds to him. That's what it looks like after his turn. my turn 2, as I'd hoped things went well, I sent my National Wrecking Team through his general and managed to get 6 wounds through. He has a 5-up armor and a 5-up ward save. Didn't make enough, and he died. Because I rolled like 10 hits on him, wounded with like 7, and he saved like 2 or 3, and died. This guy came through. I rolled 2 for the D6 and killed 1. These guys ran into each other, which is, probably the best case for me when they're, right in front of me. The other one that you see the big red arrow, he was the one in front of the knights. He ran through the knights and through the chosen, and since he couldn't land on the other side, he popped out of the pestilence and popped right in front of my giant. So, yeah. This guy just chilling in front of my Ironworks. I moved my Ironworks back and my Great Grand Idol back and my Feral Orcs back because I wanted them to be a fair enough distance away from the cave goblins so that if he does charge into him and kill him, he won't get to my Iron Orcs and he won't get to my units in the back with their overrun. Put Cascading Fire on these guys because I feel like there's a charge coming in with those knights. And I put Flaming Swords on so I can shoot at the knights and get +1 to wound. He charges, I think. Yeah, I think that was in him. Maybe it was in my turn. I can't remember. Maybe he was within 8 inches. I think he was within 8 inches, or somebody was within 8 inches. And I released the I had to release the mad gits. Sent one through them, killed one knight. Sent them through there, did absolutely nothing. And maybe that was his turn. So pictures are wrong. Turn 3, and then this happened. He charged with the knights. Then I sent the mad gits out because I wanted to prevent the other knights from charging. So I sent one towards them because they were charging at the cave goblins where they're at now, and then those chaos knights charged my cave goblins right here that had the 2 mad gits left. So those mad gits weren't meant to go so far. I was hoping they wouldn't go so far because if they would have just stopped short, then I would have been able to do 2d6, hopefully killing a few on the way in. Over here, he just reforms his Pestilence Warriors and reforms his dogs to sit in front of my cave goblins. And those knights, they made it in there. I don't know why. Oh, he reformed his chosen and moved him up a little bit. Over here, he puts his guys on top of my National Wrecking Team. I kill all but like 4 or 5. He moves into this guy and takes 2d6, and I think I did 10. And I wounded with, I don't know, like 6 or 7. Which is really above average wounding on 4s. And he failed his 5-up ward save. Over here, getting into combat. He does dispel Cascading Fire in his magic phase. He just forgot about it. So since we're just doing practice, whatever, whatever, I don't care. You can, you're going to dispel it anyways. It remains in play, and it's only a 6 to cast. So I'm not too worried. It's not going to do anything. It's 1-up knights anyways. So, go into combat. I kill off 1 knight with my cave goblins, and he kills off 5 of my cave goblins. I pass my steadfast and sit there. He kills 4, 8, 12, 13 of my cave goblins. I'm still steadfast because I have 2 ranks. He only has 1 rank because my cave goblins killed one of his knights. Like I said before, go cave goblins. They are kicking ass. They pass their steadfast. And this is what it looks like. Now it is my turn 3. These guys are all charging in. The red giant goes through the cave, the mad git, takes 2 wounds for his troubles. Everybody makes it in, obviously. So they're all in like that. I do a pyroclastic flow, 2d6, kill off 1 crusher. The giants, so let's go back. So the 2 giants, my spider goes in, kills like maybe 1 or 2. My giants both roll smash or something. Swing. They both roll swing. And that's 2d6 attacks each. So I roll the 4d6. I get 19. I end up killing 10 guys with the 2 giants. So not bad. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got 14 guys left out of the 24 he had. So I killed off 10. And then my stomps, my giants did another 12 stomps between them. And then my gargantula does 1 stomp. So my giants definitely took out that entire unit basically by themselves. They both died in the process. And my gargantula only took 3 wounds in the process. He overruns, and there was no other way I could have done it. If the gargantula would have pulled his fucking weight, that piece of crap, then there would have been far less attacks on my giants. My giants probably would have still been alive, and they would have gone into the flank of the Chosen, and that would have spelled the end of the Chosen, because you can't win with 2 giants in your flank and a gargantula in your front. So this is what it looks like. I believe. Let me see if. Yeah, that's what it looks like at the end of my turn. Starts off his turn 4. He charges in his sacrificial unit into my cave goblins. Charges the dogs into these cave goblins, and that is all for that. Going to combat, my cave goblins suffer 3 casualties and blow up that whole unit of dogs. 8 wounds exactly. I reformed their ranks to face the... I didn't turn the models or anything, but I just reformed their ranks to face the Chosen. And the other guys died to the knights. Go figure. I was hoping for that in like turn 1 or whatever, but that didn't happen. Because I wanted to get the Ironworks into combat with those knights and then be able to reform and whatever. So they kill him. He doesn't kill all of them, I don't think. I just break from combat and I run away, and he chases in hopes that he could run into my Ironworks, which he does not. Over here, my Gargantula looks like he killed off almost the entire back rank. Maybe. No. There's 14, 15 there out of the 24, so he killed 9 total. These guys, these cave goblins, I got 2 left. They break from combat, they run away. He reforms. And I had a lot more than 2 left when I ran away. I had like 5. I think I had 5 left. I ran away and took dangerous trades and lost 3 on the way out. So this is what it looks like at the end of his turn. The start of my turn 4, I'm charging those Iron Orcs in because why not? They're going to win. I pivot my cave goblins and move them all over in, as close as I can to the Chaos Knights. I don't have a musician, so I can't just reform and walk. My Feral Orcs pivoted 2 inches, marched or moved like 4, and then pivoted another 2 inches to get over there. Great Green Idol comes over to the side of the Iron Orcs, which is probably a mistake. I probably should have left him on the hill. Well, not on the hill, but I should have left him somewhere he was going to be able to get into combat and do stuff. So, magic phase, I throw up Cascading Fire. Didn't really need it, just kind of casted it anyways. He kills 2 guys of this Chaos Knights. I kill them with my General, only my General, because he's got the Obsidian Blade. I hit all 4 times, wounded all 4 times, and they all just died. So I reform to face the Knights. He goes, and before I can swing, he kills my Gargantula with his slew of Strength 4 attacks. And this is what it looks like after my turn is up. So on my turn, or his turn 5, he charges the cave goblins. I flee. He charges the cave goblins again. I flee and I run off the table because I'm already fleeing. Then he redirects his chosen into my Feral Orcs. He takes his Crushers into my Iron Orcs and his Barbarian guys into my Iron Orcs, just because he wants to kill my Cave Goblin. And I choose to use Great Weapons because I'm going against Crushers, and I'd rather make sure they all die. So he fails charge with his chosen. Obviously fails charge with his Knights, which my Feral Orcs cannot see because, or they can see because he's on the hill. My Iron Orcs will also be able to see them because they are on the hill. Not the Iron Orcs, but the Knights. In his magic phase, he's going to dispel the Cascading Fire. Over here, I kill off all. My BSB kills 1 Crusher, my General kills a Crusher, and my Iron Orcs kill a Crusher. So the Crusher's all dead, and then my 2 Iron Orcs on the flank kill 3? 4 of them? Yeah, kills 4 of them. I think. I don't remember. But either way, they die. They run away. My BSB takes 1 wound from the Crushers because they went first with their initiative 5. My shaman dies. He doesn't have any protection. He's only got 2 wounds. Whatever. And then an Iron Orc dies. So it goes on to my turn 5. I charge my Iron Orcs into his Knights. His Knights flee. I charge my Feral Orcs into his Chosen. And I needed a 5 to get in. And I rolled a 3. Of course. Of course they would fucking roll a 3. Anyways. Moving on. Goes straight into his turn 6. He charges. And he charged my Feral Orcs. He did not need much. He needed like a 3 on the dice or 4 or something. He needed like I don't know what he needed. He needed a really low number, and he rolled double 1s. Which sucks. He rallied his Knights, obviously, with his BSB and I think his leadership 8. And not that hard to pass. So it goes straight into my turn 6. And my Gargantula, or not my fucking Great Green Idol, fails a 10-inch charge. I need a 4 to make it. And as you can see, the double 1s. Asshole. He rarely ever fails a charge. Normally, he's the one who goes in by himself. Because he's a dick. So anyways, but I enjoy taking him because he gives me a lot of extra attacks and +1 to wound and all that fun stuff. Impact hits, thunder stomps. So my Feral Orcs and my Iron Orcs both charged in. They both made it, as you can see. He attacks first. He does, I think, 4, 6, 7 wounds to my Feral Orcs. I don't make a single 6-up save. And I think he kills 1 Iron Orc, but I'm able to wipe out his entire unit. And that is the end of the game. So all he's got left is 8 Chaos Knights and his BSB. I have no clue how much those are, but I've got, just in those 2 units of Feral Orcs and Iron Orcs, I've got, between my 2 characters, it's 900 points with my 2 characters, and then another 1600 or so points with my Feral Orc unit and my Iron Orc unit. So that's, I'd say, like 2,500 points. And not 2,500. What am I thinking? Wait, yeah, about 2,500. And then my Great Green Idol is another 380. So, and by the way, those 2 cave goblins, they rolled double 1s to rally. So that's an extra 150 points that I, get to keep. So I ended up having, probably a little over half of, or maybe exactly half of my points that I started with. Whereas I think 8 Chaos Knights is maybe like 700 points or something like that. So I'd say probably he's probably got a little over 12 or 1,300 points with his BSB and his Chaos Knights. So pretty sizable win in my favor. I'm loving this list. Those giants. But then again, Wars of the Dark Gods is a really good matchup for me, even if they have the high armor. Primarily because my type of list is very random and chaotic with all of the Mad Gits, and I've got my National Wrecking Teams, and I got my Giants. I've got my high strength Great Green Idol. my high strength iron orcs, and my obsidian blade wielding general, and it's just complete disaster waiting to happen for anybody. Including myself. It's a disaster waiting to happen for myself too, because those mad gets and the national ranking teams can turn on me pretty quickly if the dice gods decide to let it happen. So, not sure when I'm gonna get the next game in. Probably not for another probably not even until Brawler's Bash itself, because I got a lot of painting to do. I got to paint all my iron orcs, and I got to paint a lot of my cave goblins that are unpainted. And I'm probably gonna put together a few different popsicle stick shrines or something for my cave goblins as unit fillers. I've got a couple 40 millimeter bases that I'm going to use to fill it up. So may do some UB games here and there, but as far as on table games, probably not until Brawlers actually happens. So that is the game. I'll see you guys later.